There are roughly 14 million couples in the world who are in long-distance relationships. That's a lot of love crossing continents. In the modern world, as our horizons expand, so do our relationships. From different cities to different countries, love has found a way to stretch across miles and time zones. The concept of long-distance relationships is not new, but it has become increasingly prevalent in our increasingly global society. This surge in long-distance relationships can be attributed to many factors. One of the key reasons is technology. With the advent of smartphones and the internet, we're more connected than ever before. It's now possible to see and speak with our loved ones, even when they're on the other side of the globe. This technological revolution has made the idea of long-distance relationships much more feasible. Of course, every coin has two sides. While technology has made these relationships more manageable, it also presents its own set of challenges. But we'll delve into that a little later. For now, let's focus on our main characters, John and Sarah. John lives in New York and Sarah in London. They've been in a long-distance relationship for over a year now. They've had their fair share of ups and downs, joys and struggles, but they've managed to make it work despite the distance. Their story is a testament to the power of love and the human spirit's ability to adapt and overcome. Their journey is not unique. There are millions of couples around the world who are navigating the same waters, learning to love from a distance, and finding joy in the little moments they can share together, even if it's only through a screen. As we delve deeper into their story, we hope to shed some light on the realities of long-distance relationships, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the distance, it's about the love. Let's delve into the life of John and Sarah, a couple who have been making their long-distance relationship work for over a year now. John from the US and Sarah from the UK met on a summer study abroad program in Italy. Picture this, two young souls from opposite sides of the Atlantic, landing in the heart of Europe. Their paths crossed in the most unexpected of places, under the Tuscan sun, amidst a symphony of Italian accents, the aroma of fresh pasta, and the allure of ancient architecture. John, a charismatic literature enthusiast, hailed from the bustling streets of New York. He was a dreamer, with an infectious love for life. Sarah, on the other hand, was a witty art history major from the quaint town of Oxford. Her sharp intellect was matched only by her vibrant personality. Their connection was almost instantaneous. It was as if they had known each other for years, not mere moments. They spent their days exploring the cobblestone streets of Florence, sharing gelatos, and discussing everything from the Renaissance to their favorite movies. They found comfort in their shared sense of adventure and their mutual love for learning. As the summer days turned into weeks, their bond deepened. They were inseparable, their laughter and conversations echoing through the Italian piazzas. But as their departure dates loomed, they were faced with a decision. Should they part ways, returning to their respective lives, or should they dare to keep the flame alive, despite the miles that would soon separate them? With their hearts filled with youthful optimism and a touch of trepidation, they decided to take the leap. They chose to believe in the strength of their bond, to trust in the power of their connection. They promised to navigate the time differences, the missed calls, the longing. They vowed to keep their love story alive, even if oceans stood between them. And so, as they bid farewell to Italy, they embarked on a new journey. A journey of love across continents, of whispered words across time zones, of shared dreams across the digital divide. Though miles apart, their hearts were intertwined, ready to face the challenge of distance. Despite the distance, John and Sarah found unique joys in their relationship. Their love story, though separated by miles and time zones, was filled with moments of anticipation, excitement, and discovery. Their monthly video calls were a much-anticipated event. They would count down the days, hours, and even minutes until they could see each other's faces and hear each other's voices once again. There was always something magical about these calls. Each one was like a mini date, a moment in time where the distance faded away and they were simply two people in love. And then there were the letters. In an age of instant messaging and social media, there was something incredibly romantic about receiving a handwritten letter from a loved one. For John and Sarah, each letter was a tangible piece of the other person's world, a physical reminder of their love that they could hold and cherish. The joy of planning visits was another aspect of their relationship that they relished. The anticipation of seeing each other, the excitement of exploring a new city together, the thrill of making memories that they would reminisce about in their future calls and letters, all these made the waiting worthwhile. But perhaps the most unique joy of their long-distance relationship was the opportunity to learn about each other's cultures. John got to experience the vibrant festivals and rich traditions of Sarah's homeland through her stories, while Sarah became familiar with John's customs and way of life through his descriptions. This cultural exchange not only enriched their relationship, but also broadened their perspectives and understanding of the world. In the end, despite the distance, their relationship was filled with moments of joy and happiness. They found beauty in the waiting, excitement in the anticipation, and a deeper love in the understanding of each other's worlds. Yes, distance makes the heart grow fonder, and for John and Sarah it brought unexpected happiness. However, every coin has two sides, and long-distance relationships are no exception. Being in a long-distance relationship has its unique set of challenges. For starters, the time difference can be an uphill task. Imagine your partner is just waking up to a fresh new day, and you are winding up for the night. It's like living in two different worlds at the same time. The simplest things, like sharing a meal over a video call or watching a movie together, become a jigsaw puzzle of time zones. Then there's the longing to share a laugh, a hug, a whisper. It's like an itch you can't scratch, a thirst you can't quench. It's a constant reminder of the miles, the oceans, the time zones that separate you. And what about the missed calls? You reach out to them, but they are unavailable. You leave a message, but it's not the same. The sound of their voice, the light in their eyes, the warmth of their smile. The missed calls are a stark reminder of what you're missing out on. Loneliness is another beast altogether. It creeps in when you least expect it. It's the empty seat next to you at the movies, the silent nights, the celebrations without them. It's a shadow that follows you, reminding you of the price you pay for love. And lastly, the fear of growing apart. It's the unspoken dread that lurks in the heart of every long-distance lover. What if they find someone else? What if they change? What if the love fades away with time and distance? It's a fear that keeps you awake at night, a fear that only grows with every passing day. Yes, the struggles are many, but remember this: every struggle is a testament to the love that you share. It's a testament to your commitment, your resilience, your faith in each other. Their love was tested, but it was their commitment to each other that held them together. Scene script. Despite the challenges, John and Sarah have found ways to make their relationship work. It's not always smooth sailing, but these two have some strategies up their sleeves that help them bridge the miles. Firstly, they've set some golden communication rules. They don't believe in out of sight, out of mind. Instead, they keep each other in the loop with regular updates. They've made it a point to talk at least once a day, no matter how busy they are. It's not always long, heart-to-heart conversations. Sometimes it's just a quick good morning text or a how was your day at night. But it's these little interactions that keep their connection alive. Next up, they've mastered the art of virtual dates. They might be thousands of miles apart, but they've found ways to share experiences. They watch movies together online, have dinner over video calls, and even play online games. It's not the same as being together in person, but it's their way of creating shared memories. Then, there's the sharing of small details. They don't just talk about the big stuff, they share the mundane, the trivial, the everyday. John knows what Sarah had for breakfast, and Sarah knows about the book John is currently reading. It's these little things that make them feel part of each other's lives. Lastly, they always have the next visit planned. Yes, it's tough to say goodbye after each visit, but knowing when they'll meet next makes it a bit easier. They always have something to look forward to, a countdown to their reunion. Their love story is far from conventional. It's filled with time zone confusions, dropped calls, and longing. But at the same time, it's also full of love, understanding, and resilience. Their love story proves that with effort and commitment, distance is just a number. So, what lies ahead for John and Sarah? Well, the future is a canvas yet to be painted, a story waiting to be written. For John and Sarah, their journey has just begun, and the road ahead is filled with promise and potential, as well as challenges and uncertainties. It's like an open book, and they are the authors, each moment a stroke of the pen, shaping their narrative. John and Sarah have dreams that extend beyond the horizon of their long-distance relationship. They have aspirations of their own, ambitions that are as important to them as their love for each other. John, with his passion for technology, plans to pursue further education in Silicon Valley, the heart of innovation. Meanwhile, Sarah, with her love for literature, is considering a move to London to immerse herself in the city's rich literary history. How will they navigate these individual pursuits while maintaining the bond they share across the miles? It's a balancing act, a dance that requires grace, understanding, and above all, communication. They're learning to navigate their individual paths while keeping their connection strong, to support each other's dreams without losing sight of their shared vision. They have plans to close the distance eventually, but they also understand that their dreams and goals might alter the timeline. They're okay with that. Flexibility, they've learned, is just as important in a relationship as consistency. They've learned to be patient, to give each other the space to grow, to celebrate each other's achievements as their own. They're building a future together, even if they're not physically together. They're creating a life that's as much about their individual journeys as it is about their shared adventure. They're learning to love in the in-between, in the waiting, in the distance. John and Sarah know that their relationship, like any other, will face challenges, but they also know that they have the strength, the commitment, and the love to overcome whatever comes their way. Their story is still being written, but they're ready to face whatever comes their way together. John and Sarah's story is just one of many. They are but two voices in a symphony of lovers who, separated by oceans and time zones, still find a way to keep the music of their hearts playing in harmony. During our journey today, we've explored the realities of long-distance relationships. We've seen how they can be a roller coaster of emotions, filled with high peaks of joy and deep valleys of struggle. We learned that these relationships, like any other, are not all sunshine and rainbows. The absence of physical closeness can be a daunting challenge, and the longing for your partner's touch can sometimes seem overwhelming. Yet we've also discovered the unique joys that such relationships offer. The excitement of each reunion, the anticipation of the next call, the thrill of receiving a letter or a package from across the globe, and the satisfaction of overcoming hurdles together. These experiences can deepen the bond between couples, making their connection stronger and more resilient. We've seen how John and Sarah, like many others, have navigated this intricate dance. Their secret, commitment, communication, and effort. They are committed to each other, willing to go the extra mile to keep their love alive. They communicate regularly, sharing both their mundane day-to-day experiences and their deepest fears and dreams. They put in the effort, making the most of technology to bridge the physical distance and keep their emotional connection strong. But at the end of the day, the most important ingredient in their recipe for success is their unwavering belief in their relationship. Their story reminds us that love is not confined by borders or limited by miles. It transcends geographical barriers, thriving in the hearts of those who dare to love beyond the ordinary. As John and Sarah show, love knows no distance. With the right attitude and effort, a long-distance relationship can indeed thrive. Life may take us on different paths, but when love is the compass guiding us, we can conquer any distance.